Welcome to the More Phenomenal Podcast, where we talk all things Power Rangers, including action figures, comics, movies, and more. My name's Doug, joined with my co-host Lili. Or no,
Hi.
not Lili.
Not Lili.
Lily's our guest, I should say.
I'm the co-host.
I know. I was looking at you on the screen too. I was like, oh, Caitlin. Then Lili came out of my mouth.
It's okay. I'm
Lili
often
is
forgotten.
here today. Mack couldn't make it, so we have Lili.
Yay!
Here to fill in.
Here to fill in. And I pulled you into it to do it, and you know almost zero to nothing about Power Rangers.
It's like me a year ago.
I had to, so I watched the episode and then I was like, okay, I need some backstory. So I had to Wikipedia it. So everything I know is based off of Wikipedia.
Okay.
So.
Totally fine.
What did Wikipedia tell you?
Well, I know there's that one evil empress, what's her name?
Rita.
Rita.
Yeah. And then there's Zordon, who's
Zordon.
the guy, the head.
Yep.
I know the origin of the Power Rangers. It was from some distant planet or whatever. And then is that right?
I mean, it could be. There's 17 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends on which team you're talking about.
I guess all I know is
With
that
the
Rita
comics too, that might be a
trying
thing.
is trying to take over Earth, right? And the Power Rangers are trying to stop her.
Yep.
That's what I
Yep.
got. Okay. I feel like that's
Every
the most
episode.
important backstory. Yeah.
Nice.
She knew more than I did when I first came on here. I was like, it's basically the boy version of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
That was my explanation.
I like it.
Did you watch any Power Rangers? Did it just when you were growing up, or even now flipping the channels? Did it come up at all?
No. I was a Pokemon kid and a Dragon Ball Z kid. You know that.
Yeah, I
Me too.
know. Nice. Well, glad to have you. I almost like it when there's a person who knows nothing about it, because
Mhm.
I don't know, just get that different insight of it.
I'm excited. I was also I've never been on a podcast anything like this before, and you guys are really good at it. So I hope.
Oh, I don't know
I'm
about
not
that.
being
But
too weird.
I
We're
butchered
the
my
best.
co-host's name.
He forgot I was here, so it's okay.
I'm glad that you just thought of my name. If you need a replacement, you're like, okay, I'll text Lili. She's probably free tonight. She can do a Power Ranger podcast.
Yeah. So not a lot of news. Usually we talk about news going on.
Mhm.
Power Rangers is coming back to Nickelodeon. The first season of Dino Fury. That's the newest season going on. They
Mhm.
just dropped it on Netflix with some new episodes. So
Which I've
thought-
yet to watch.
Yes. So I thought you've watched them? You'd be down
I
to
have
watch.
yet to watch
Oh.
them.
Yeah, I haven't watched them either.
Mhm.
But I thought maybe they were shifting fully to Netflix, but they're finishing.
Are they not?
No, they're finishing season 1 on Nickelodeon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm. I like it better on Netflix.
I know. It's easier.
So much
just
easier to get
binge it.
to.
Yeah, Netflix is easy.
Yeah. There was some toy news, but we'll wait till Matt comes back for that. So we'll just hop into the episode Mighty Morphin Season 3, Episode 11. I love picking random episodes for people to jump
Super
in who know
random.
nothing about.
So wait, are you not going in order?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We
Let me-
watched episode 12 at some point because it said I'd watched it.
Yeah. Our goal is to, though we know about Power Rangers, Caitlin did not know about Power Rangers before she joined.
Mhm.
We used to always say we're just kids who turn on the TV and whatever episode is on, that's the episode we happen to view.
Pretty
But
much.
we
Fair
pick
enough.
them kind of at random.
I mean, it kind of sounds like, in general, the episodes is Rita trying to destroy the Power Rangers, and that's about it every episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much
so.
it. That's pretty much the whole synopsis.
Last
Sometimes
week
they
they
get
went back
new-
in time.
That's true.
Oh,
That was a good one.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went back into Wild Wild West.
Mhm.
It's like child's Westworld almost.
Oh, nice. I liked it. This episode touched on some good topics like dyslexia and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
sweet.
had some education elements that all
liked
kid show
it.
has.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know from you, Lily, can you just summarize what happened in this episode and then we'll jump around?
Okay, so in this episode, I know it involved football. So it started off with a chemistry project. That went wrong, as it always does in these TV shows. It exploded. the kid got in trouble. Was he going to get kicked off the sports team? I wasn't sure about that one.
I thought about that too.
They were going to bench him, and they had just talked about, Alan had been talking about how there's a big game coming, and they were going to bench him for the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down, I took some notes. I wrote down, they're going to suspend this kid from football because he has dyslexia.
Well, they don't know he has dyslexia yet.
Billy knew. Billy was like, dude, you read these backwards.
But what I love is that Billy obviously knew he had dyslexia, and he was like, yeah, why'd you read these backwards? I'm like, come on, Billy, you're the smartest kid here.
Yeah.
Come on, Billy.
And the teacher, sorry to interrupt you, but the teacher at the end was like, when they diagnosed him, they're like, oh yeah, the teacher knows all about this. He says he can help me. And I was like, dude, he was going to suspend you.
He should have known. The teacher should have been like, oh, all your grades are really bad, but you're pretty smart. Maybe we should go get you tested, not have some random uncle take you to get tested.
Yeah. Okay, so wait, who was this uncle? And was he at the high school during the episode? Because I remember when like the two security guards came up to him and was like, oh my God, let me get your autograph. Yeah, Vulcansville.
Give us we'll jump into it. But for maybe someone who's listening who hasn't seen this episode in a while, what happens after this? General idea.
Okay, so after the whole chemistry mishap, I'm trying to think. A large portion of the episode was them fighting at the football field.
Yep.
Yep.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember the transition from chemistry to the football field.
There really wasn't one.
Yeah.
So Rita creates a monster.
Alan and Rocky were studying, and that's what made them go to the football field. That was it.
Yeah. They find a monster who turns Rangers into footballs. Yeah.
I liked this monster. Yes. If I'm gonna be honest, he might be one of my new favorites.
He was cool.
I liked this monster.
I like how he came about because Finster was like, I got this centipede thing. And they're like, that's stupid.
No more bugs.
And then it falls on the football that they happen to be playing. That threw me off, that they're just like playing football. And then the centipede falls on the football. And boom,
so
monster.
My question was, like, the whole, like, part of his, like, whole villain superpower was when he throws someone this football, they, like, glow purple and then they disappear. But, like, where do they go?
Well,
they turned into football.
Oh, they turned into the footballs. Okay,
yeah.
I think I missed that part.
They happened like 7 times.
It happened 9 times, actually.
I
were
was
keeping
just
score.
admiring the camera work and like the costume design.
Cinematography, yeah.
No, I'm serious. During the entire episode, I was like, this looks like it would be so much to film. Just like with people in costumes and like just the whole acting. I loved it. It looked like it was so much fun.
My thing would be like, if I couldn't be a ranger, I would want to be the guy who's the monster every week.
I would want to be a cool monster. Now, what parts were Sentai? Was it all on the football field that was Sentai?
No, that was all. So, okay, let me fill Lili in on this. I don't know if you know this part, but Power Rangers, and you might have gotten this from the Wikipedia. Power Rangers is a show it's a series of shows called like Super Sentai in Japan. And what they did was the suit fighting, for the most part, not so much in this episode, is from Japan, and then they just cut that and put like the American footage in here and then splice it.
A lot of cut and paste.
Well, I was wondering about that.
That was all. I think everything but the Zords was.
That was what I was going to ask. I was like, is this? Because I couldn't figure out. Sometimes I can never tell if it is or if it's not Sentai footage.
If the bird Tengas are in it, they're American made. So.
Oh. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I did notice, like, while I was watching it. Forgive me if this sounds ill-informed, but that when they were like calling like the robots over, is that?
Yeah.
When they like all morphed together, it kind of did like that whole reveal, and then in the background it had like the drawing of like the bear and like the big cat or whatever. It looked very like Japanese-esque. So
yeah,
that's something I did notice. It was cool.
That's all that. Anything like that, I was like, oh, this looks really creative and cool. Like, that was just stolen.
Yeah.
We got to see Ninjor. He was here.
We did get to see Ninjor.
Yeah,
was that the purple one?
Yeah.
I like the purple guy. I like his voice.
Yeah.
His voice kills me.
He's ancient ninja I guess robot. I've watched. I
Who
recently.
sounds like that creepy old like sidekick character from like the 50s movies. It's like, hey now, what's going on?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's funny.
yeah, I like how. We'll jump around, but I do like how when Rocky first got the Rangers got captured or became footballs,
Mhm,
they all look like punks in this episode.
mhm. Yeah.
And then Rocky goes back to Zordon and he goes, "What are we gonna do?" And Zordon's like, "You're pretty much screwed."
Yeah. Gives no help
Good luck out
whatsoever.
Yeah, your chances are very slim without the others. And Rocky's
Yeah.
just
You can
standing
only
there.
defeat this one monster, but you can't do it by yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they
But
call
I like how
Ninja.
it brings in the whole, Ninja comes in, but I like how it brings in like, oh, what if we did it backwards? I was so confused. I was like, how did you come up with that?
The dyslexia.
Yeah, well, I know, but like, how did that come up with, if we flip the football backwards, it will reverse the, I was like, how does that make sense? I don't know. That was my problem with it. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
No,
With it
I
a
was fine
bucket.
with that.
Yeah,
That was
well,
okay.
I didn't like it. I was confused. I had to back up and check it.
I like the scene where they were like introducing the monster, and it was like, what was it, Skull and Bulk, the two
Bulk and
security
Skull?
officers?
Vulcan skull.
Bulk and Skull, yeah, how they like came up to his uncle, and they're like, "Can I get your autograph?" And then they like look over and they see like this giant monster like just walking over, and they're like, "What is that?" And they like don't run or anything. They're just like, "What is that? Why is it walking towards us?"
It's because they always get hit by the monster. The monster always shows up, whatever Bulk and Skull are doing. The monster always shows up, and they're just like, you'd think by this point they would run, but they don't.
Yeah. I would say on the
think if I
football
saw,
field,
like,
he did look like he would look kind of normal, like from a
That's
distance.
true.
You're like,
yeah, from a distance. Minus like the little like legs sticking out from like his side. He looks kind of like centipede-ish, which
Yeah.
I thought was funny because in the beginning they're like, no more bugs.
Yeah.
No more bugs.
It was funny.
I do like how the uncle Hurley. Do you remember what his name was? He did not.
I thought it was Uncle Harry, but maybe it wasn't. I
It
don't
was
know.
yeah.
Really
He
don't.
did not. He wasn't scared at all.
No, he wasn't.
He was just like watching the whole thing. He kind of tilted his head. What do you think of Bulk and Skull?
I like them. They honestly are probably. I like the comedic relief. So
Yeah,
I like the
yeah.
goofballs. They're my
They're
favorite.
sort of their highlight of these seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they like in every episode? Is it like a
Yeah.
running gag that like okay?
Yeah.
I like that.
They started out as the bullies and then they turned into these cop guys.
They started out as bullies. Did they go to the same school?
Yes.
Yeah. That's funny.
Uh,
Oh, man.
I kind of wished the dyslexia guy was one of the Rangers because
Yeah, I was confused. Okay, because we jump around so much, I was like, is Alan a character I just don't know? I was like, who is Alan? And then I realized that Alan is no one. Alan is just who they've decided to put in for this episode. But I actually thought it was a Power Ranger that I did not know.
Alan just has dyslexia.
Alan just has dyslexia, that's all.
I think he might be around every once in a while, but he's really a nobody, like
Yeah.
Oh no, Alan.
I thought it would have been nice to give one of the Rangers dyslexia. Honestly, like not to stereotype anyone, but I felt like Rocky should have been in that role.
I was gonna say the same thing because they hate on Rocky so much. Just give him dyslexia.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Which one is Rocky?
The Red Ranger.
Rocky was the Red
Oh,
Ranger.
So I do have a question. Is there like a main ranger?
Tommy.
Oh, is he the green one?
He's the white one.
The white one.
Oh, okay. I thought there was what happened to the green ranger?
He became the white one.
Oh, okay. Got it. Because when I was doing my whole Wikipedia thing, I was like, Tommy, how he was like evil at first, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
He's like the staple of
Uncle Joe. That's his name. Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe Hurley.
Oh, it just says Uncle Joe here. It doesn't give me a last name.
Yeah.
Was Uncle Joe like a famous football player?
No,
or was he
I
just
think
like well known?
Even on the Wikipedia, it's like question mark as Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tommy's the like go-to Power Rangers like poster boy. What's funny is this Rocky is like people don't like Rocky for a long time.
I love Rocky.
Oh, Rocky.
It's because he replaced the previous Red Ranger and everyone likes them, so by default people.
But that's not Rocky's fault.
That's true.
I know. I prefer Rocky over Jason, if I'm going to be completely honest. I just really like Rocky. I love Rocky. I can't help it. I think it's because he's so disliked that I love him.
Yeah. I agree.
So it was Uncle Joe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Uncle Joe like a returning character, or was he just also just like for the plot, like the kid who has dyslexia?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
A one-time show up.
A plot device.
I did believe the teacher though when in the science thing when it started blowing up. He was like, "All right, everyone, just come outside. Like this has clearly happened before."
Yeah. I mean, it is high school chemistry. Granted, I don't remember there being that many explosions in high school chemistry.
I don't think they gave us ones that could explode. Like they were very specific about not doing.
I mean, the worst that could happen is maybe something gets in your eye.
Mm-hmm. No, when I was watching that scene, I was like, okay, is everyone wearing their lab goggles, like their lab coats? Like, is safety being taken seriously?
Well, what were they even trying to do that if you mess up the portions of this experiment, it'll blow up?
Yeah.
You know?
How is it? But here's my question. Well, I guess it's chemical reaction, because I was going to say, if you're using the same exact ingredients and you do it backwards, is that really going to cause a problem? But then I guess different chemical reactions, I guess.
True,
but when he said that, I was like, does that work?
Yeah. I was just really shocked at how the other Rangers came out to be so, they punked out. But, my thought. What I loved when the centipede back guy was like, okay, we're going to fight. And then he gets down in a football position and all of them get in a football position.
Yeah.
And then the Rangers also do a 1, 2, 3, get in a football position.
Yeah. Could you imagine if someone was just passing by, like they were walking by and they're like, oh, look, there's a football game with the Power Rangers.
When I was watching that scene, I was just like thinking back to like how the purpose of the Power Rangers is to kind of like defend Earth, and here they are just like playing a glorified football game. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Their stances were impressive though.
Yeah.
Coordination.
Now, here's my question. What happens once you get turned into a football? Because they all said that they never want to do that again, but are you just an inanimate object at that point, or do you have a conscience while you are a football?
I would say you don't have a conscience, because when what's his name? The skull bad guy who got turned into a football at first. When he came back, he was like, did you get the number of that bus? Like, he didn't seem like he knew what happened. But then Tommy said he wishes that doesn't happen again. He doesn't want to.
Right. So does that mean, if this is getting real theoretical, but if you don't have a conscience anymore and you are an inanimate object, does that mean the Power Rangers died?
I guess.
Just saying. Because I mean, like, or were they just like aware of everything around them, and maybe the skull guy from Rita is just dumb?
You're asking some very high-level scientific questions.
Very deep questions today.
What are you planning on doing with the footballs? Like adding it to his football collection? He's like, oh, this is the Red Ranger. He's my football now. Like,
yeah, I think that was just
my vintage footballs. One of the kind.
He came one Ranger away. I was gonna ask, what do you think of the suits of the Power Rangers?
Well, it's funny because I know Power Rangers more from like the action figures and stuff. So I was like, I don't know. I guess it was kind of something. I was expecting something that like it didn't look like soft and like cloth like material. I was thinking more of like a like a suit, like Iron Man or something.
Okay. Like
Um,
the 2007 movie where they were kind of more
yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
Have you seen
I
any of them?
like the Power Ranger movies.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
this was like my first introduction to Power Rangers. This episode and like part of a Wikipedia page.
Such
okay.
a random episode to welcome you into the Power Rangers.
I loved it. I loved it. No, I liked it. I did like definitely like when I was watching it, I was like, well, the show came out what in like 1993, is that right?
This one was 95, yeah.
95.
But the show started in 93. That is correct.
I was like, if I was alive then and had some form of like thought, I think I would have liked this show.
I was
I would
alive
have
then.
thought the Power Rangers were super cool. Like, what if I watched this when I was younger?
Yeah. Did any of them stand out to you besides, like, I guess just Rocky, because he was the only one who really had anything to do in this episode?
Yeah, we didn't really see anyone else.
No, but then like when I like started researching more of them, I got like kind of invested in the Green Power Ranger, which I guess now is the White Power Ranger.
Mhm.
Tommy is his name.
Yeah.
Kind of had my eye on him, you know. during
Everyone
Yeah, everyone
does.
does.
We'll have to watch another episode with you one day with the
Yeah.
I got my green.
Yeah.
with more of them other than just Rocky.
Okay, wait. So I do have a question. I remember at one point when they were fighting like the football villain, he became really big all of a sudden. I think it was when he was fighting the purple guy, but he just got like really big. How
They
did
do
that
that.
happen?
I don't remember specifically in this episode. Usually there's a bomb or
I thought Rita used her wand. I thought she said, I thought she was like, let's get things interesting, and made him grow or something.
yeah, one of the two.
I don't know. It always happens.
It happens.
It always happens.
The cycle is they defeat him as a normal person, and then
Mhm.
the bad guys
It's not
get
enough.
upset, and then they somehow make him big, and then they call on the Megazord every
So
week.
the Megazord is like the combined like force of the Power Rangers. Does that appear every episode?
Yes,
Okay.
and they sometimes get different ones and upgrades.
Hmm.
Honestly, when it hits the Zord part, I'm just like, this is gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a minute of transforming.
I'm usually
and then-
doing my eyeliner at that point, like kind of watching.
That's funny.
Yeah, it started snowing though.
Yeah, what was that? Why was
Yeah.
it snowing?
I wasn't sure if it was raining or snowing or like what was up with that.
That's a
They said a
clear.
snowstorm was coming.
Oh, okay.
That's a clear indication of it was snowing in the Japanese episode, and they were just like,
Oh,
Okay.
it's gonna be snowing now.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That makes sense. This perfect sunny day in California, might as well throw in a little snow in the middle of it.
At
Yeah.
the same
Makes
park
sense.
that they're always at.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they defeat him. Except at the very end, he comes back in this weird after credits thing. Did you see this?
Yeah, what was
There was
that?
after credits? Oh, I didn't see that one.
I
Was it?
had it on just because I was finishing up, and and all of a sudden I looked over and there's the centipede guy just like dancing about, saying, "Oh, I'll get them next time."
We never see him again.
No, but
Oh,
that must have
no.
been like leftover footage from Sentai, and they were like, "Let's just
No.
throw it in there."
That
No,
was with Zord. It was Zed. That was just
random.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes they put like bloopers in there, so I think this was just a weird
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah,
There's like a lot of like Zord and like Zordon and like Megazord names going on. A lot of Z.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just like a notebook or something.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
I first saw Zordon on screen, that's his
Zordon?
name, right? Zordon?
Zord-
Zoran?
Zordon.
Zordon.
It took me aback for a second. I was like, who is this? I was surprised.
Yes, and he rarely does anything helpful.
No, he's. I don't. Sometimes I wonder why bother having him. Sometimes I'm sure the Power Rangers could get through a lot more problems and like get things done faster without having to go to Zordon for it.
Yeah,
Is he
Why?
just like the all-knowing, like I have your answers, like I'm your guy, like
he's the all BSing guy because he in this episode Rocky had to call him, and he's like, "Hey, can I get some Ranger backup?" And Zordon is like, "Oh yeah, I see that. I'll get on that."
I love that the bad guy was like, "Oh, Zordon, he's the worst coach ever," and I was like, "Yes, he is."
And
Oh
then
my
last week he did some stuff. Yeah, when they
Last week he was not helpful whatsoever.
God.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a week that he is ever helpful.
that is true. Yeah. And then when they called Ninjor, I don't know if I said this already, he was annoyed that they called him. He was like, "Let's go, Rocky. Like, we don't got all day." You know?
Was he annoyed?
Yeah.
I thought he was his normal, some slightly annoying self.
It was probably his way of being funny, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Ninjor is a character. I wish there was a Ninjor TV show. Could you just imagine if there was like Ninjor Adventures?
Just Ninjor.
Yeah, just Ninjor every
Just
episode
Ninjor.
doing really random things.
Yeah.
When I saw him on screen, I was like, "Oh, this is a serious character. Like he knows what he's about to do." And then he starts talking, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
never mind."
Yeah, it's one of those situations that you don't judge a book by the cover because the cover looks really intense, and then the inside is not.
He does
favorite-
the head flip though.
That's
yeah,
true,
I
that's
was
true.
gonna say I like the contrast between like the like the actiony shots on screen, and then when they like do the transitions of him, and it's like more animated, and they make him look like a lot more serious and like tougher than he is in costume.
Yeah.
It was funny.
I do like how Alan, that's the other kid's name,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I think this is what people should take away. He was so stoked to finally have an answer for why his entire life he's been reading things backwards and no one has helped him.
Why did no one know?
The Angel Grove school system is broken for
Yeah.
him.
Oh. How did he make it this far, like in school, without
Right?
knowing this?
It took 2 seconds for this football guy.
And he's like, "Yeah,
Don't
I have
worry,
it
his cousin's gonna
too."
take care of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
The
but
problem
funny
was
is-
so easy. The solution was like just right
Yeah.
there.
he just seems so happy to finally have an answer. He's like, "I have dyslexia. It all makes sense now."
And the best part is that he's like, mind you, I do have to remind myself this is a child's show, so like a child's not gonna know what dyslexia is. But like as an adult watching it, like everyone's like, "So what do you have?" And like someone should have been like, "Well, he reads backwards. Like it's obviously dyslexia." And then everyone's like, "Well," and Uncle Joe's like, "Well, it's something I also have. It's called dyslexia." I was
He
like,
did
"You're all,
do a
like,
little bit of
high
that.
schoolers." He did, and I was like, "You're all in high school."
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So
God, yeah. So we usually
But
give
good
a
for
thumbs up or
Alan.
thumbs down for the episode. I give it a thumbs up because I found this very.
yeah, I thought it was cute. I liked this one.
I mean, it was the only episode I've seen, so I don't have anything else to compare it to. So it's a thumbs up.
Well, you could have been like, "I'm never watching this again."
Yeah. I'm
I liked
tapping out.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Did you watch it on? Well, it's only on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait till that ruins your algorithm.
Oh my god!
I
watched
watch
it on
all
my
Power
roommate's
Rangers on
account.
Kids.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's smart. No, I watched it on my roommate's account, and so I know
Your
she's
roommate's
gonna
be
come
like,
back.
"What is this?"
Yeah, she's gonna be like, "Was I watching a Power Rangers?" I'm like, "Oh no, that was me."
Yeah, season 3,
My show
episode
now.
11.
Yeah. I'm gonna make her watch it with me now.
Yeah, thumbs up. Gosh, I had something else. Oh yeah, I also watched it on Kids. It's like my
It
kids
saves my
version.
algorithm.
Power Rangers regular is like, "We got a new murder mystery documentary for you."
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say, because like now, like on like my Netflix home screen, it's like you have like Criminal Minds and you have like Archer or like Dexter, and then it's just like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Good.
Mine's
Oh.
I think
currently
this describes me.
mine's currently because you watch Supernatural or because you're watching The 100. It's like all these really random teenage shows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my recommendations are gonna be a little weird, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Be like Paw Patrol and Dexter.
Oh
Should
my
not go
God.
hand in hand.
Mhm.
All right, cool. I think that's
Yeah.
actually it for what we got going on this week.
Woohoo.
Lily, thank you again for filling in for Mack.
Thank you for having me. I hope I did all right as my first time on a podcast. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
You were perfect.
Yeah, we
Thank
enjoyed having you.
you.
You were awesome. You were more phenomenal, we should say.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yes.
I got the pun.
Yeah.
Do you think
Cool.
it's all your guests, Doug?
We haven't had a bad one. So,
I feel
Yeah.
a little less special, but I'll take it still.
what do you-
I mean, we can make you another get. You can come back again.
Yeah, Lily, the invite is always open.
Hmm.
I'll
I
send you the
enjoyed it.
episodes every time we watch one.
Yeah.
Cool.
loved
Until next week. Yeah, like us on Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff. It's not less phenomenal. We're gonna say a thing, you don't have to say it. It's not less phenomenal, it's more
More
phenomenal.
phenomenal.